This is Jim, just coming home from a hard day's work over at the nuclear warhead plant. Has Kremlin Joe dropped the bomb yet, Jim? Haha, not yet anyway. Jim's day is far from over, though. Jim's wife loves him very much. And his daughter Peggy is going to her first prom tonight. Hey Jim, don't you think you'd better have a conversation about responsibility before Peggy leaves?
Can't her mother do that?
Oh Jim, do you really want to leave an important job like this to a woman?
Peggy!
Gee, Dad, I'm so excited about the prom, I can hardly stand it.
What's the name of that boy you're going with again?
Randy, from my 666 class.
Well, I'm glad you're going to have fun, but you and I need to have a little chat first.
Golly, what about?
Sexual intercourse.
Whoa! Hold on there, Jim. Remember that Peggy's just a girl. She's much too delicate for an honest and straightforward approach to this kind of conversation. Don't overwhelm her. Try again.
Let's talk about kissing.
Jim.
Have you ever held a boy's hand?
Geez, a couple of times, Dad. Did I make a bad choice?
Well, sometimes hand-holding can lead to pretty serious consequences, like herpes or syphilis.
Huh?
Or babies. Peggy, if you get a baby in your tummy, it may seriously affect your chances of finishing your education or getting a good job.
Jim, are you encouraging your daughter to work outside the home like some kind of homosexual suffragette or floozy? Everyone knows that Peggy's future is in her husband's home. As for education, it's not like she has to go to sandwich-making school.
Peggy, you may think that using contraceptives or prophylactics will stop a baby getting in your tummy, but you should know that condoms kill.
Contraceptives? Prophylactics? No, Jim. You're using too many big words. You need to speak to her in a language she'll understand. Just tell her a story. Don't overwhelm her with facts.
Peggy, do you remember when we had your 7th birthday up at the lake and Uncle George came, having just downed a fifth of Southern Comfort, and he began inhaling all the helium from your pretty helium balloons and speaking in a high demonic Mickey Mouse voice and scared all the guests and made them cry and they left?
Yes, I remember.
And the cake tasted awful? This is just like that.
You know, Dad, there is something I've been wanting to ask you about for a long time now.
What is it, Peggy? You know you can ask me anything.
Whoa, careful, Jimmy boy. You don't want to foster any open communication between you two. Peggy needs to learn to repress all her sexual urges, just like Stalin represses the Russian Jews.
Peggy, I already know what you're going to ask me, and let me just say that masturbation is a completely normal and healthy activity.
Whoa, what are you talking about, Jim? Everyone knows that masturbating turns you into a communist. If you're ever confused, just remember this simple rhyme. If you play alone in bed, you're a filthy little red.
Well, that's nice, Dad. But what I really want to know is, how are babies made?
Well, Peggy, that's a very interesting question, and I'd like to look
Jim sure cleared up a lot today for Peggy, and I think we've all learned a lesson about family values. Jim made the right decision by taking the initiative to make sure Peggy has her feet on the ground before she heads off to the prom. When Jim took on the responsibility of answering his daughter's questions, his wife could focus on more important things, like putting dinner on the table. But most importantly, Jim was able to cover all of the essential health topics that Peggy needs for a safe and fun evening. Peggy is so lucky to have a dedicated father who not only works hard for his country all day, but still has time for his family when he comes home. So for all you fathers out there, just remember to follow Jim's example with your children so they'll grow up to be honest, upstanding Americans. Great job today, Jim.
And a baby's a beautiful thing. Thank you, cesarean section.